and an electrifying atmosphere in the stands for Neon Night in Neville Arena. We're all ready for a showcase of Friday night gymnastics as the 12th ranked Auburn Tigers host the 9th ranked Oregon State Beavers. I'm Bart Connor along with fellow Olympian Bridget Sloan. These two teams are both led by some really impressive all-arounders.
Absolutely, Bart. Caitlin Kiko Jong for Auburn. This is an athlete who has just stepped into the lineups and looks like she's been there the whole time. She's just a steady athlete. Not only is she doing great gymnastics, but she's putting up big scores. She's not afraid to do difficult elements, and she's doing amazing so far. Putting up a 39.475 all around, the second highest in NCAA by a freshman.
And of course, Oregon State is led by triple Olympic medalist Jade Carey.
Jade Carey is someone that has competed on every single level of gymnastics possible. She competed at the Olympics, is back for Oregon State in that senior season. This is just an impressive athlete. She has so many tricks. She has so many elements that she can do. She is really just someone that I love to watch, putting up a 39.8 all around, the highest in the NCAA this season.
And welcome inside Neville Arena. I'm Bart Connor along with my fellow Olympian Bridget Sloan. And Bridget, it's just a fun place to compete. Neville Arena, there's so much energy in here. So what can we expect tonight from these two very evenly matched teams?
A battle. It truly is going to be a battle. These teams, they want to win, but it's going to come down to the last event, to the last skill, and who's going to stick it.
So we've seen Jade Carey over the years, and she's had an amazing career as an elite athlete and in college. Last year, her last perfect 10 was on the floor at the NCAA Regional Championships. It was a highlight.
What a perfect time to get a perfect 10, Bart. Last year at regionals. I expect to see a couple perfect 10s this season from her. She is just, again, outstanding, just a cool, calm competitor. And again, that was her 12th career 10-0 last year at regionals.
There is Jade Carey. She has earned what's known as the Gym Slam. She scored perfect 10s on all 4 of the events. You see her current NCAA rank, #1 in the all-around right now in the country, and #1 on the balance beam, which is where we will see Oregon State in the 4th and final rotation. Let's remind the viewers that the meet format in this dual meet competition, each team puts up 6 gymnasts per team in each event. You count just the best 5 out of those 6 scores towards the team total. After all 4 apparatus, the team with the highest cumulative team score wins. Now the home team does what we call the Olympic order. That means they start on vault and they finish on floor. The away team starts on bars and will have to finish on beam. Jeff Graba is in his 15th season here at Auburn, has just done a superb job, not only building a program with high-quality gymnasts who are not only great athletes, but of course great with community service, but he's also built a huge fan base. I mean, I've been here some nights in Neville Arena where there's 4 deep in the standing room only. Tanya Champlin is in her 28th season at Oregon State, the former UCLA Bruin, 6-time conference coach of the year. Their best finish in the NCAAs was 6th back in 2019. It's a busy weekend here at Auburn. Neville Arena will be packed again tomorrow because game day is going to be here all day long. We have basketball, the #1 team in the country, playing here tomorrow afternoon. They'll be taking on Tennessee. College game day has rolled into town. It's a snowy week here in Auburn. School was out for a couple of days because of a really unseasonable snowstorm here. It's pretty cold here, Bridget, isn't it?
It is a little chilly.
I know you live in Orlando. You're not used to this, are you?
No.
All right, so we're just about set to go. The final touch warm-ups for all the athletes. Here is our lineup. Auburn, as the home team, will open up on vault. That will be led off with Julianne Huff, and we'll go back and forth between these two teams. Savannah Miller will be the first up on the bars for Oregon State.
All right, fans, let's get started with tonight's competition.
Here is the sophomore from Hoover, Alabama.
Tigers, let's hear it for Julianne Hough.
All SEC and SEC freshman team last year. Her season high score so far is a 9.8. Auburn is in its 4th meet this season.
And this is big. Bart starting off this vault lineup for them. Big 10-0 start value, but unfortunately she took a pretty significant step. That was, again, 10-0 start value. She actually wasn't in the vault lineup last week, so putting her in this week, trying to get that experience.
First competitor on the bars for Oregon State will be Savannah Miller. She's the junior from Waterford, Michigan. You should see her as well as a leadoff performer, not only on bars, but on the floor tonight. She'll do 2 of the 4 events. Michael Chapman is the associate head coach, who is the husband of Tanya, and he is standing under the bars to spot.
So far, very nice job for Savannah. Slight leg separation on that pack salto down to the low bar. Oregon State hoping to have a clean start for this bar lineup. And just the dismount for Savannah. Double layout. Tiny hop backwards. Ultimately a clean routine, but just minor details that we need to clean up that leg separation. But again, a nice solid start for Oregon.
We talked about these 2 teams both in the top 12 in team rankings in the NCAA, the Road to Nationals rankings. You can see their various rankings. Oregon State, their highest ranked event is the beam, and Auburn's highest ranked event is the beam as well. Sophia Bell, after Julianne Hough led them off with a 9.75. This could be a big vault. You were impressed with their warm-up, Bridget.
Bart, Sophia has got power. This is another 10-0 start value.
Oh my!
And a huge step forward. She is a freshman just coming in again into this lineup. Would love to see her learn. She's going to learn to control that landing, and that is going to be a big score. But take a look right here at the height. But watch her shoulders. They don't stop. So when the athletes land, they want their shoulders to stop, ensuring that stick. Unfortunately, that movement she had and that power just kept her moving forward, taking that large step.
Coach Jeff Graba told us earlier this week, sometimes she gets so excited she just jumps out of the building. We almost saw that there. All right, Natalie Bionis, the senior from Arizona, will be up next for Oregon State on the bars. Gymnastics enthusiasts might know that last name. Her brother Brandon was on the Stanford men's team and a strong member of the national team. What were the judges looking for in this event, Bridget?
Ultimately, they're looking for that handstand right in that vertical position. The release moves, you're going to see single bar release moves from the high to low, and then the dismount. They want to see the stuck dismounts, but ultimately, these judges are looking for deductions. The goal is to make sure that they don't see them. Very nice pack salto down to the low bar. Those legs glued together.
She competed in bars in every meet last year for Oregon State.
Just the dismount coming after Savannah's 9.7. Nice double layout, just a little hop forward, but a lot of clean gymnastics that we just saw.
What did you like about the dismount double layout?
I love a good double layout, and this one especially. You see those hips, they stay open as long as possible, not any of the pike down, just a really clean dismount.
She looks relieved to get that one under her belt. Sydney Shoemaker, the senior from Saratoga Springs, New York, will be up next. Sophia Bell with that landing 9.675. So Auburn, the home team, hasn't even broken into the 9.8s yet, but it's going to get better.
Sydney, she does a tuck 1.5. Nice job not seeing those stuck landings that it's ultimately going to come down to in this competition. Watch her block off the table. Would love to see her get a little more block off the table. She has great distance from the vault. Keeps those legs together. Nice and clean, but would love to see her stick that.
We've got a big Monday women's basketball matchup as number 2 South Carolina heads to Knoxville to take on number 17 Tennessee. Catch all the action at 7 Eastern right here on ESPN2. So the scores for Oregon State on bars are 9-7 for Savannah Miller, Natalia Briones 9-7-5. Here is Taylor DeVries, the sophomore from Illinois.
Maloney right down to the low bar. Taylor had a 9.85 last week. Let's see if she can break Oregon into the 9.8. I think she will. That was a really nice clean routine, but she stuck the dismount. That is the last thing the judges see, and when you stick it, it just helps.
Great technique and action on this tap.
I mean, this is an aggressive bar swinger. Bart, that was actually, she kind of was off the bar a little early. Would love to see her get a little more height, but nice stick.
She gets the stick chainsaw, which is a tradition, of course, at Oregon State. Here is Sarah Hubbard, the senior from Arizona now. Shoemaker had a 9.775.
Another Yurchenko, 1.5. Auburn showcasing that they have power in these vaults, but really controlling the landing. It's gonna come later in the season. Sarah, nice job off the vault. Just a hop forward.
Sarah from a really prolific athletic family. Her dad, Bobby, was a gymnast at Minnesota. Cousin Sam Hubbard, defensive end for the Bengals. And of course, cousin Gary Hall Jr., 10-time Olympic medalist in swimming. And unusual that she actually chews gum while she's doing gymnastics and vaulting, of all things, Bridget.
That is impressive, Bart. That is.
Coach Graber told us apparently it helps her relax.
I believe that. Little minty freshness.
Jennifer McMillan will be next to go. Taylor DeVries before her had a 9.8. So that is their first score into the 9.8 range. Sarah Hubbard's score over on vault looks like it's a 9.825. There are 2 judges at this dual meet competition. The 2 judges average their scores. It's a little bit different than postseason where there are 4 and sometimes even 6 judges that factor in the final score. Here's McMillan.
Jennifer, she's got a combination, Maloney, and then she's gonna do a bail to handstand. Beautiful job. You see those legs just glued together. Nice job on that handstand. Jennifer had a 9.85 last weekend. Little stumble on that dismount. Looked like she locked her legs out just a little too early. Ultimately, again, clean routine, but not seeing a lot of sticks on either side.
McMillan, one of the 3-team captains for Oregon State. Let's point out what the judges are looking for here in vault, Bridget.
On vault, the start value. We're going to see a lot of 9.95s, but they want to see that 10.0 start value, the execution. How high do they get off the vault, the distance from the vault, and then, of course, the landing. Always looking for that stuff landing.
Paige Zancan coming after Sarah Hubbard's team high so far over there, a 9.825. Zancan, the sophomore from Maryland.
Such a unique vault
Oh,
here.
yeah. Oh! Now there's a landing.
That was excellent. So, I mean, such a unique entry. She actually does a front handspring onto the board, front handspring onto the table, front pike off, blind landing. I watched her in warm-ups, and she really didn't get the amplitude off the vault, but man, when it's competition time, that was beautiful. And you see those legs glued together. This is a great angle here.
I think that's one of the best vaults she's ever done. And it's a unique style, obviously, handspringing onto the vault board before the table. Would you ever try a vault like that?
I would not. I would not, Bart. That's a little out of my realm.
Okay. Back to the bars now. Sage Thompson, the senior from Utah. McMillan had a 9.75.
Nice single bar release of Ginger, short on that cast handstand. Beautiful pack to the lower, just floats on down. Sage finishes, she has a double layout here. Really nice job. The biggest deduction in that routine was just that short cast handstand. Right now, Oregon State really wanting to break into the 9.8 after Taylor. Trying to put up those big scores, but right here, this last cast handstand, beautiful job. Right in that green, you see they have a 10-degree, they have a little buffer. But this dismount, just beautiful job. I think she actually let her arms out a little too quickly, had to take a little tiny side step.
Looking forward to seeing this young lady, Caitlin Jong. They call her Kiko, the freshman from Allen, Texas. One of the most exciting freshman all-arounders in the country.
And Kiko knows how to control her ball. Ooh! Bart, that is very uncharacteristic for her. Still has a smile. But we're gonna take another look and just see kind of what happened. So this is a Yurchenko 1.5. She normally gets a huge block. She actually twisted just a little early and you saw her arms open up. As soon as your arms open up, that means your rotation is stopping. Unfortunately, she opened up a little too early, ultimately causing her to take that step backwards in the under rotation.
She scored as high as 9.9 on the vault so far in her freshman season, but unlikely to score in that range today. Now, here is the other all-arounder in the competition, as we mentioned at the top of the show, three-time Olympic medalist, Jade Carey.
This is a very exciting routine right off the bat. It's a full twisting pack salto.
Beautiful.
And right back up to the high bar and her Van Leeuwen. So far, so good. She actually posted a 9.975 last week. And this huge dismount.
Ooh, that was spectacular.
Bart, she has one of the best double layouts in NCAA, and that is a brand new dismount. Talking to her dad, Brian Carey, said she really wanted to do a double layout, and pretty sure she learned it in a day. I mean, this is just gorgeous. Look at her arms.
Carey needs a 9.975 for Oregon State to take the lead here after the first of 4 rotations. Coming up, top flight opponents. Welcome to Neville Arena. You're watching the SEC and the Gymnasties on ESPN.
I think it's the hardest place in the country to compete for everybody except us. I think it creates an enormous environment that we definitely want to be a part of, but I think other teams want to be a part of it. They want to experience what this feels like. And hopefully they walk away and think it was pretty difficult to get through. One of the things I learned is that you have to give them what they want. They want premier matchups. And that means we have to have a tough schedule. Our mission is to have the toughest home schedule every year in the country because our fans deserve it.
It's always an exciting atmosphere here in Neville Arena. What it is about this building that makes teams like Oregon State want to compete here?
I mean, the building is electric. The fans love gymnastics. And the one thing that Oregon State is going to really have to hone in on tonight is being in their bubble. The fans get a little wild. There's going to be lots of cheering, lots going on around them. So in the postseason, it's all about sticking in your bubble, keeping that team close. So this is a huge opportunity for Oregon State to start that.
Very important season for Oregon State after what happened last year. You might remember, of course, last season the Pac-12 had 8 programs competing in women's gymnastics. And due to realignment, 7 teams relocated to the Big 12, the ACC, and the Big 10, leaving Oregon State in a gymnastics conference of 1 for the next 2 seasons. So for 26-27 school year, 7 teams will join the Pac-12, but only Boise State and Utah State actually participate in gymnastics.
And Bart, fortunately for Tanya and her team, postseason for gymnastics is decided by the team's national qualifying score, or NQS, and not by the conference record or the conference affiliation. It's all performance-based. So like tonight, it's important to still compete in meets that allow the Beavers to showcase their talents, draw energy from these big crowds and their opponents.
And currently ranked 9th, the program continues to perform at their high standard they've maintained for decades. We have a close one here. Jade Carey's score on the bar was a 9-9, and that means that Auburn has a slight lead by 5/100ths of a point. So coming up in the next rotation, Oregon State will go to the vault. You're going to want to see Sophia Esposito there. And on Auburn's bar rotation, Bryn Bartman back from injury. Excited to be rocking not only tonight, but tomorrow as well. Make sure you tune in for that quadruple header. Second rotation now, we go to the vault. Home team, Auburn has the lead by 5/100ths of a point. Oregon State now in this rotation will be on the vault, and that means Natalie Briones will lead them off here.
Is a solid leadoff in this position. Yurchenko full. Nice job. This is a 9.95 start value, but she does it so well. It's very clean. Really the biggest deduction there was that slight hop on the landing. She had a 9.85 in this leadoff position last week, so a really nice job last week. See what the judges think tonight.
She led off in all 13 meets last year on the vault. Now we go to the bars. Alex Irvin, transfer from UCLA, will lead off on bars for the Tigers.
Big combination here. Pikes Jaeger right to her bail. Nicely done. Gorgeous cast handstand, showcasing those lines. And the dismount.
Nice.
Wow. Really nice start for Auburn.
She told us this is her favorite event because it hurts her body the least.
I understand that. Bars was my favorite. Might have been that way too, but this release right here, hiked Jaeger and then right down to the low bar and finishes with a nice tuck full in. See, she's fighting for that landing. Just absorb it a little bit longer to get that stick.
Sage Thompson mixed up on ball. Natalie Briones led off Oregon State with a strong 9-8.
Yurchenko full here. Really, Oregon State is putting up these 9.95 start values, but they're so clean and very well done. Sometimes it's about the risk versus reward with those 10-0 start values and 9.95. Sage really showcasing that 9.95 Yurchenko full start.
Emma Grace Boyd will be next up on the bars, the sophomore from Windermere, Florida. Baseball enthusiasts might remember her father, Stan. He played baseball here at Auburn. She, as a young lady, came to her first Auburn gymnastics meet at the age of 5 and made a commitment that she's coming here.
I love it. Emma Grace coming off of a 9.825. Maloney right down to the low bar. A little short on that handstand half pirouette. Again, the judges are looking for deductions. Handstands is really where they see them. But stalled her double tuck. You saw she took that hop and that side step. Clean routine. Nice job.
For Oregon State over on vault, they have 2 9.8s so far. Sophia Esposito, the sophomore, has been working hard to earn her spot in the lineup. She has a great, consistent hit rate as just a sophomore.
Really nicely done. The one thing again, Sophia focuses on her form. She keeps that laid out position the entire time. Gets great height off the ball. And again, we're not seeing the 10-0 start values yet from Auburn, but they're pretty consistent with the 9.8. See what Sophia gets with that nice vault she just did.
We talked about the all-arounder. She's doing 3 of the 4 events. She will not be on the uneven bars tonight, as she wasn't in that first rotation, but we'll see her as well on floor and beam. Olivia Hollingsworth coming after Emma Grace Boyd at a 9.75.
Starting things off, nice cast handstand into her single bar release. Really had to reach for that Pike Jaeger. Nice cast handstand there. Again, the judges are looking for those deductions. Just a hop on the landing. You know, we haven't seen a lot of sticks over on bars from Auburn yet. Just giving up those little tenths, but right here, blind change into her Pike Jaeger, and look how far she is from the bar. Gets that grip on top of the bar, ensuring she catches. And just the tiniest hop backwards.
She's been dealing with a minor ankle injury, which has kept her out of the all-around tonight. Last year, she competed in the all-around in every meet for the Tigers. Caitlin Garcia now from San Diego. Sophia Esposito, a 9.7 before her.
This is a 10-0 start value. Just the hop forward. The one thing Caitlin does so well is she gets off the vault so quick. She's got what you call that quick twitch, just a quick into the twist, blind landing, legs together, and just that hop on the landing. But again, that's the first 10-0 start value for Oregon State tonight.
Mentioned the risk versus reward. That's always a decision every coach and every athlete has to really work out, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's all about, is it worth doing the 10-0 start value vault if you end up taking a huge hop forward, or do you do the 9.95 start value that you can stick? It's really just all about what the athlete is comfortable and really what the coaches think is the right move.
All right, here's a redshirt freshman, Bryn Bartman. Missed last year's season due to injury. Excited to see what she can do today on bars.
I'm excited about this one. She is such an aggressive bar swinger. Beautiful lines, just not afraid to really work the uneven bars. Little body position in that half pirouette.
It's a nice extension.
And a double front dismount.
Oh.
Saves it. Little spotty there. Wasn't quite ready for the landing. But a nice cover. But right here, this is just gorgeous gymnastics. Beautiful Jaeger. And you saw her body completely flat when she caught. And this dismount, it's a double front, line landing, but just isn't quite ready for the landing and just does a little bit of a deep squat there.
Good thing she's strong enough to hold on to that squat. That would have been very easy to sit down. Carly Chavez now, the senior.
This is a new vault for Carly. Tuck 1.5. In the first stick of the night.
Look at her face.
That is the energy you want in your vault lineup. Wow. So it's a tuck 1.5. You saw her leg split just a little bit in that twist, but she finds that landing. And I think it almost took her by surprise. But what a surprise tonight.
Look at that. How can you not love that? Good job. Caitlin Garcia, one of the team captains for Oregon State. Olivia Greaves now coming after Bryn Bartman had a 9.725. So the high score so far is still the UCLA transfer, Alex Irvine, a 9.825 in that leadoff spot.
Olivia capable of putting up a big score here. Has some big gymnastics. Going to start things off. This is a church. Right down to the low bar. She connects into her toe on. If she can stick this landing.
Oh! That was spectacular.
Really well done. One thing she does so well is she actually actually took out a cast handstand by connecting into that toe on, so eliminating where a deduction could have been.
Coach Grabe told us they modified her routine to minimize deductions.
The team is excited. She's excited. Great job for Olivia in this Auburn 5-star lineup.
Certainly will be the high score for the Auburn Tigers on bars so far. Well done. Here is Olympic medalist Jade Carey. Carly Chavez before her at 9-9.
Big vault here. Huge Yurchenko 1.5. When I actually talked to her dad, Brian, earlier, he said she could do a full, a double, a 2.5, but doing the 1.5, we've actually had to work on opening up. You saw her arms open up to try to stop her rotation. But I never had this problem of having too much rotation. My arms were pretty tight the whole vault, but not for Jade, really just showcasing the talent she has.
See, tied for 6 in the NCAA right now. Kiko Jong on bars. 9-9-2-5, the high score for Auburn on the bars for Olivia Greaves.
Had some trouble with this element in warm-ups. It's a Van Leeuwen, no issue there.
Stuck routines for the Auburn Tigers. Remember, they had a lead of 5/100ths of a point after the first rotation.
That was absolutely excellent.
A 9-8-5 or better will allow Auburn to stay in the lead at the halfway point here tonight.
And one thing Kiko does so well is she holds her cast handstands. You see right here, holds it to make sure that those judges know she's in the right position, and then absorbs that, landing perfectly to get the stick.
And when we come back, we'll take a look at Auburn's Sophia Groth and her leadership in and out of the gym. Don't go away.
Community outreach and Student Athlete Advisory Council. She's in almost everything that you can be in.
I've had the opportunity to be SAC president this year, which is our Student Athlete Advisory Committee. It's given me a better platform and position to be able to encourage my teammates to get involved within the community and our outreach events. I've had the opportunity to work with mission-based organizations. I've worked with Baby Steps, and it's an organization that provides resources and community for pregnant and parenting students on campus. And that is something really special to me because I'm adopted, so it's like that idea of a second chance. And I've just been able to advocate for them and be an ambassador on campus for them and share what they're doing and what their mission is.
Isn't just a role player in those. She takes a leadership role in everything that she does. I don't think they have a big enough award for community service to give to her. So to just give it continually year after year is probably the best second option.
I guess I've always really had the motivation to give back to a community that's given me so much, because if you love Auburn, it'll love you back.
What a remarkable young lady. How in the world does she balance all those responsibilities?
Bart, I have no idea. She must have excellent time management, and that planner of hers must be booked and filled to the brim, because not only is being a student athlete a hard balance, but she adds so much to her plate, and she loves it. I really think those things fill her tank.
And on top of all of that, she recently got engaged to Paul Davila. There he is in the crowd.
So we'll
Excited to see what this young lady and her husband do in the future. She seems to be able to do it all.
And add wedding planner to that resume of hers now, because that is very impressive.
No problem for her. All right, so we have a good one going here. By 1/10 of a point, the Auburn Tigers have the lead over the visiting Oregon State Beavers. And coming up in the third rotation, Auburn will be on the beam. That's Marissa Neal. Looking forward to seeing her performance there. And Oregon State will be at the floor, and that, of course, brings us the triple Olympic medalist Jade Carey when we return. Accomplished gymnast in U.S. history is Jade Carey. Not only did she complete a successful season last year with the NCAA championships, she went on to the U.S. championships, the Olympic trials, and even the Olympic Games, earning more gold, and then took the Gold Over America tour with Simone Biles. And after all of that touring and all of that performing, here she is, just looking fresh, ready to go again. You see, she's our leader in the all-around by less than 1/10 of a point. Got a 9.9 in that last vault. Paige Zancan will lead off the Auburn Tigers in this third of 4 rotations. They have a lead of 1/10 of a point. They need to be solid on beam because Oregon State is keeping this close.
Right now, nice job there. Could have had a little break at the end of that series, but you saw her arm. She got right to her finish. She's got a leap combination here. Switch leap right into switch half. Beautiful execution right in that 180 degrees in her split. Dismount, round off 1.5. Step forward at the end, but being the leadoff on balance beam is so crucial because it is the hardest event in gymnastics. Paige really doing a nice job in that spot for Auburn.
Auburn's top finish in the NCAA championship was a couple of years ago. They were 4th. Of course, that's when they had Suni Lee and Darian Goldborn, an incredibly stacked team. But every year, Jeff Graba figures out a way to not only get a great performance out of his team, but he's brought in a lot of young stars. And so he's got a very young lineup here that he's hoping that will be the next generation of champions here as we go to the floor with Savannah Miller, Oregon State.
Savannah opens up with a double tuck. Oh, double pike.
Nice.
She actually had a double pike at the end of her routine last week, and it was a little short, so rearranged those tumbling passes. Giving up second pass here. It's a combination pass. 1.5 into front layout. Really nice job. Great control on her landings. Final pass for Savannah. So far, this has been a great routine and a great leadoff. Double tuck. Excellent landing.
Really good height on that last tumbling round.
Really nice start for Oregon State.
The Australian Open Women's Championship matches tonight. Two-time defending champ Ariana Sabalenka squares off against 19-seeded American Madison Keys. Pre-match coverage begins at 3 a.m. Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Plus, and ESPN Deportes. Olivia Hollingsworth after Paige Zancan led them off with a solid 9.825.
Olivia is beautiful on this event. She actually wasn't in the lineup last week, so really nice to see her back in this beam lineup. Acro series. Beautiful job. You saw those arms circle back to her finish right over the top.
She's a fifth-year senior, did some of her training at World Champion Center, of course, with Simone Biles down there in the Houston area. As we mentioned earlier, had a minor ankle injury in week 3, so not competing in as many events as she normally does, just 2 today.
Wow, really nice job, though. The biggest deduction in that routine was that tiny hop at the end. And she's going to start this beam routine off. This is her acro series, handspring layout, step out. But watch her arms at the end. They almost touch her fingertips, making sure she's right over the top, and a gainer full to finish. Just a hop on that landing, but really nice coming after Paige's 9.825.
Talk about how well-rounded these young ladies are. She plans on starting medical school in July, the fifth-year senior. Carly Chavez now for Oregon State. Savannah Miller, 9.85 in the leadoff spot. Remind the audience what the judges are looking for, Bridget.
The biggest thing on floor, they're looking for the tumbling. They're looking for the leaps in that 180-degree split. The presentation is huge. A lot of athletes these days are doing the big tumbling, so a great way to set them apart is their artistry and presentation, and the judges are looking for it.
We saw her in the leadoff spot on bars, the first competitor for Oregon State today, 9.7 in that rotation.
Nice job. She danced out of that middle pass. You're going to see a lot of athletes that do a pose or dance right out of their pass, ensuring that there's no issue in that landing, so no deduction. Final pass, double tuck. Very nice job. Has so much fun. A little wink at the end. We talked about presentation. That was a performance. It wasn't just a floor routine. It was a floor performance. Really nice job for Carly. And this is her last pass, round off double tuck. You see she's a little far back, but again, with the experience, she stays inside the lines. Very well done.
Our busy young lady, Sophia Groth. By the way, she also competes for Auburn Gymnastics on top of all the other things that she does.
Sophia coming after Olivia's 9.825. So a pair of 9.825s for Auburn so far. Sophia, gorgeous triple series,
wow.
Handspring layout to back handspring. Slight balance check. You saw that left leg come off the beam in her switch half. That will be a deduction. But gets it right back for her full turn.
The senior from West Des Moines, Iowa, just doing 3 of 4 events today, not in the bars lineup earlier.
Not the stuff landing we're used to seeing from Sophia. She just didn't get the height out of that cartwheel for her dismount. But right here, I love this angle. Handspring layout, step out into her back handspring, just right over the tops. She does that beautifully.
Working on her master's degree as well. Hopes to work in college administration someday in her future. Sage Thompson next up. See the first 2 scores for Oregon State, 9.85 and 9.75. We talked about the energy in the Neville Arena. I remember you told me when you were competing here for Florida, sometimes your goal when you came to an away meet was to just get the fans to love you somehow. How'd you do that?
You know, Bart, It's hard being the away team because in the SEC, every single arena you go to, they are going to have passionate fans. So you got to just make them love you. No matter what it is, it's really just all about incorporating them into all the events that you do. Floor is an excellent opportunity. Really encourage them to watch you because you're doing this amazing gymnastics. Last week, Sage had a 9.85 on floor. Really steady athlete. Double pike.
Wow.
Wow. Excellent landing there. Wow, that was a very well done routine for Sage. One thing she did so well was this last pass right here. It's a double pike, but watch her shoulders. You see how they stopped, ensuring that not only were they upright, but that was a stuck landing for floor.
You can't move that front foot at all when you lunge back. Otherwise, a deduction will occur. So we mentioned at the top of the show, there's an all-around battle going on today, too, as well. You can see how close it is between Jade Carey at Oregon State and Kiko Jong, who's on the beam now. Sophia Groth had a 9.75.
Nice Wolf double turn there. A full turn is a requirement on balance beam, but Kiko takes it up a notch and does a wolf turn, but not one, but two. Right into amazing acro series. Standing layout, step out to layout, step out.
We asked Coach Graba earlier this week, does Kiko remind you of any gymnast you've had in the program in the past? And he said, she's kind of a mix between Suni Lee and Cassie Stevens. Now that's a dream team right there.
That's pretty good. Dismount.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Except she's going to get this team back on track. Sophia broke before her. Not doing the beam routine she wanted to. And Kiko just saying, don't worry, guys, I've got you. And take a look at her feet. Right there, no movement on that double twist. The team loves it, she loves it. Very nice job for the freshman.
Just her fourth competition here in college, the young freshman, but she's pretty cool out there. We'll be seeing a lot from this young lady, Kiko Jong, in the future. Sophia Esposito, you see her average on floor. Sage Thompson had a 9.85.
Front tuck into her double pike. Starts things off with the combination pass. Sophia posted a 9.85 last week. Right now, Oregon State looking to drop Harley's 9.75. Front layout into her Rudy. Really nice height on that second flip there.
Consistent competitor, hit 43 of 46 routines last year, became the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. Of course, as we mentioned earlier, this is a team without a conference now, at least in gymnastics. Help people affected by the California wildfires in 2025. Donate at redcross.org/ESPN. to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover in Southern California.
Now on B for your Auburn Tigers, Marissa Neal.
One of the high scores of the day came for Caitlin Jong. Kiko Jong, 9925. Marissa Neal, 5th up.
And Bart, this is a routine I've been looking forward to because right here, triple series.
Wow.
No movement. Marissa had a 9.925 last week, so capable of posting big scores on a very difficult event, balance beam.
This is her favorite event. The young lady did her club training in Blue Springs, Missouri at Great American Gymnastics Express. They call it Gauge.
And the dismount, 1.5.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Well, Marissa, it should be your favorite event because, man, that was so impressive. Starts things off. This triple series, handspring layout, step out, step out, just right over the top. And again, the last thing the judges see is the dismount, and she sticks it cold. Nice job.
Caitlin Garcia now for Oregon State. They've had 3 9.85s and a 9.75 so far in their lineup.
Nice start.
You hear the cheering in the background from the home crowd. 9.975 was the score that came in for Marissa Neal.
So one judge gave her a 10.
And the other 9.95 averaging out to 9.975. Auburn extending their lead. This meet is close though. Oregon State yet to break into the 9.9s on floor. They have Garcia, and then they'll be anchored by Jade Carey, Olympic gold medalist.
Nice double tug to finish for Caitlin. Now, Bart, last week Caitlin posted a 9.9. Not sure if she's going to do it with that routine, but ultimately she's just so fun to watch on floor exercise. Final pass, double tuck. Tries to keep that front foot down. Nice big hug from the coaching staff.
Score to drop would be the 9.75 in this rotation for Sophia Groth if they can get another hit routine. The back half of this lineup is world class. You have Jong with a 9.925, Marissa Neal 9.975, and here is Gabby McLaughlin.
Gabby is an aggressive beam worker. And you're gonna see exactly what I mean by that right here. Handspring layouts have it. Watch her finish.
Wow.
Just so aggressive to her finish. As the anchor, she's capable of a big score.
Get this is her 54th consecutive start on beam. She's a 5th-year senior out of Aliso Viejo, California. She started at Auburn as a walk-on and earned her way into a scholarship.
Dismount. Fights for it. I'm not gonna call that a stuck landing, but it was the tiniest hop. But coming after a pair of 9.9 pluses, this is a big moment for Auburn. But check out this split. I mean,
Wow.
right where you want to be, toes perfectly pointed.
9-8 or higher will secure the lead for Auburn after 3 of 4 events, regardless of what Jade Carey gets in the final spot for Oregon State.
Jade Carey.
Up now on floor, we mentioned earlier, winner of 3 Olympic medals, second in the NCAA last year in the all-around. Jade Carey, her tumbling is just surreal.
Out of this world, Bart, because this first pass, you are in for a treat. It is a tuck, double-double, 2 flips, 2 twists, no problem.
And for her, it's effortless. Talked about how the year that she's had with NCAAs, U.S. championships, Olympics, touring. And she's just money every time.
She loves competing. I mean, this is an athlete that not only does she love gymnastics, but she has really come to love NCAA, loves competing for Oregon State, and does an amazing job at it.
She's always been known for sort of a poker face on floor. She's trying to show a little more expression this year, but there's no hiding that she is a fierce competitor.
Absolutely. She had a 9.95 last week. Little bit shuffle on that landing, but Bart, I think that routine was better than last week. And we're gonna take a look at this first pass. It's a double-double, so 2 flips, 2 twists, and just does it like it's a walk in the park. And finishes double pike. Again, you saw those shoulders continue moving backwards when she landed. She fought for that lunge, but her front foot came off just a little bit.
You won the Olympic gold medal on floor in Tokyo. And 2 perfect 10s. Last year, 6 total on floor in her amazing collegiate career. The senior from Phoenix, Arizona. Coming up, Bridget and I will check in on the news and notes around the NCAA, and we'll take a look at the SEC Gymnasts of the Week and preview Sunday's meet between Arizona and Arizona State. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Here is our score. The host team, the Auburn Tigers, with .225, a little less than a quarter of a point lead over the visiting Oregon State Beavers in this top 12 matchup. An electric Neville Arena as always. It's neon night here at Auburn. I'm Bart Connor along with Bridget Sloan, and boy, we saw some Gymnasts of the Week, and we got to see them all last week, didn't we?
We sure did. Audrey Davis taking the Gymnast of the Week title. Well-deserved, outstanding performance last week for her Oklahoma Sooners. And Miss Helen Hu, Specialist of the Week for Missouri, her first ever perfect 10 on balance beam. So impressive to see that live. And then Lily Peterson, Freshman of the Week. She's been an outstanding freshman for Oklahoma. Can't wait to see what she does the rest of the season.
Let's take a look at some of the national headlines, the news and notes around the NCAA. Number 3, Florida posts the first 198 of the season. Michigan State takes control of the Big Ten with a win over Ohio State.
Yeah, you got me feeling.
Crowd wants a 10, of course they do.
And it never gets old.
Everybody's loving it.
That is a work of art.
Rock star, take off like a rocket ship.
We've got a whole slate of gymnastics meets Sunday afternoon at 4 Eastern on the ACC network. It's number 15 Stanford and number 25 Pittsburgh. And at 5 on ESPN2, Arizona State host number 21, Arizona, and I know you'll be there, Bridget. And at 6 on the SEC network, number 6, Kentucky, takes on number 11, Missouri. So coming up the fourth and final rotation, these two teams separated by less than a quarter of a point. For Oregon State, we'll see Jennifer McMillan on the beam. And for Auburn, the home team, we'll wrap it up on the floor and we'll get to see Keek. And welcome back here to Auburn. These two teams separated by .225. We've got a big Monday women's basketball matchup as number 2 South Carolina heads to Knoxville to take on number 17 Tennessee. Catch all the action at 7 Eastern right here on ESPN2. Set now for the fourth and final rotation. The visiting team, Oregon State, on the beam. They trail the home team, Auburn, by less than a quarter of a point. Sophia Esposito in that crucial leadoff spot.
And Bart, Sophia is very confident and really sure of herself on this event, which makes for the perfect leadoff.
Where did you like to go in the lineup when you were competing in Florida?
I like to go last, Bart. I needed time to recover after warm-ups. But the leadoff is crucial on all events, but balance beam, it really does get the ball rolling. And Sophia doing a fabulous job that series. No movement, no deduction.
And of course, if she's shaky and shows nerves, it can sort of infect the rest of the team, doesn't it?
It's almost like a ripple effect. I mean, when you see your teammate up on the balance beam having nerves, you almost start to wonder, am I nervous too? So you want your leadoff to kind of be steady, confident, and do that. Stuck, dismount, double twist.
Last year, she hit 43 out of 46 routines. That's nearly a 95% hit ratio.
Excellent job. She had 9.825 last week in that leadoff spot, so we'll see what she does this week.
Ready for some more. Make it loud for first up tonight, Olivia Greaves.
Olivia Greaves now lead off on floor for the home team. We saw her with a 9.925 on bars.
Nice first pass, front through to double tuck. Teammate Gabby McLaughlin does and helps with a lot of this team's floor choreography. We will see her later in the lineup, but artistry is so important. Olivia doing a great job with her arm movements, her facial expressions.
All right. So great to see her having a great competition. She has struggled with injuries on and off. Coming into Auburn, former 5-star recruit.
Wow.
An outstanding day, both on bars and floor.
Really great start for Auburn on this fourth rotation.
Olivia Buckner will be up on beam. Let's remind the audience what the judges are looking for there.
Well, here it's about the dance and the acro skills. I say acro series a lot, which is really important. And then the connections. You don't want to see any break. And of course, the balance checks. You want to keep those to a minimal, if not keeping them away from your routine at all. And right here, this is her acro series. So one of the requirements, gorgeous handspring layout, step out.
Coaching staff says she's gotten a lot calmer on this event. She's only doing beam today, so she has been literally for an hour and a half. She has been waiting to do this performance.
Side aerial, really nice. Really fought for that landing. You saw her feet kind of do a little shuffle. And dismount, she's going to do a back handspring into her 1.5. Has to get the height in a stuck landing. Bart, she has waited all night to do this beam routine, and what a finish for Olivia Buckner, coming after Sophia's 9.875.
Next Friday, we've got another Friday Night Heights doubleheader for you over on the SEC network. At 7 Eastern, number 10 Alabama takes on number 13 Georgia. Then at 8:30, number 2 LSU hosts number 11 Missouri.
Come on board for your Auburn Tigers is cheering for Sophia.
You hear that ovation for Sophia Groth, much loved here in Auburn, not only for her gymnastics, but the way she gives back to the community in every way. Olivia Greaves had a 9.85 in that leadoff spot.
First pass, it's a front handspring double twist. Perfectly done. I watched her in warm-ups and she just nailed it every time. One and a half to front layout, sticks it cold.
See the gymnasties behind her in the front row. They know good gymnastics when they see it.
Final pass, getting the crowd involved with this routine.
All right.
Gorgeous Rudy, just a front 1.5 twist. Oh, that was just beautiful. I mean, a beautiful performance and just a beautiful human inside and out. Sophia does a fabulous job in this floor lineup. Starts things, that was her front double twist. And right here, 1.5, sticks it cold and finishes with her front 1.5. She's excited. Really, really nice job for Sophia.
Lauren Lech now, the senior from Golden, Colorado, up after a 9.9 for Olivia Buckner. Lech, the senior.
To back tuck, good combination. You saw those arms didn't stop moving. Really nice. Beautiful job. I didn't want to jinx her and say anything during that routine, so it was beautifully done. No deduction in my eyes. I'm sure the judges will find one, but this execution on her leaps, that split jump, the pointed toes. And this dismount, front full off the side, gets the stick. I don't think she could have done any better.
Did not compete last year, and a lot has been written about her. She recently was diagnosed with POTS syndrome, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and she is competing well regardless of her particular challenges. Congratulations to the senior from Colorado. Sophia Bell, after Sophia Groth had her great performance of 9-9. So Auburn trying to extend their lead in the fourth and final rotation.
Nice front double twist to punch front. Bart, we saw her on vault in the first rotation, and we talked so much about her power. Well, this is an event where you can just let it out. Great height on her jumps, on her tumbling. Double pike, huge double pike. Had a little extra room at the end, a little extra airtime. I am so excited to see her really learn to control that power. She is going to be excellent on this event, but front double twist to punch front. And just having a blast out there.
This is her favorite event. She said one of her goals this year is to get Snoop Dogg to look at her routine and to score a 10.
That's a great goal. I hope it is achieved. Wow.
A lot of these gymnast routines do go viral. You might think back to somebody like Darian Goborn when we were here many times at Neville Arena, thrilling the crowd here at Auburn. Jen McMillan after Lauren Lech. Second straight 9-9 for Oregon State. So they could make this close if they could keep cranking out scores like that. Keeping the pressure on Auburn, the home team.
You saw that was a front toss to back handspring swing down. That was a new combination for Jennifer. She had a 9.9 last week, so she's capable of just keeping the 9.9 trend going for Oregon State. Right now, they're looking to drop that 9.875 from Sophia.
McMillan, the junior from North Carolina, one of the three co-captains on this team. All right.
Wow, really nice finish. One thing, she's really just come into her own. She's got that confidence back on balance beam. Nice to see her hopefully get a big score for Oregon State.
Marissa Neal and Kiko Jong are roommates here at Auburn, and they are the next two to go. Sophia Bell, once again, hard to control all that power, 9.775 for her. Sophia Groth is still the high score there, 9.9. Let's take a look at Neal.
Marissa was in the lead-off position on floor last week, so getting her down the line in this lineup. Opens up with a whip to double tuck. Nice control on that landing.
Remember, she had a 9.975 in beam in the last rotation.
double pike. Nice finish for Marissa Neal, coming after Sophia's 9.775. And take another look at this dance into the corner. Close.
She's allowed to step on the line, but if any part of her foot is over the line, it incurs a 1/10 of a point deduction.
I didn't see a flag, so.
Okay. Sydney Gonzalez from Newport Beach, California, the senior. 9.85 was the score for Jennifer McMillan. So Oregon State doing a really superb job on being here in the fourth and final rotation. This is an outstanding event for this team.
I really love Oregon on beam. I think they don't get enough credit for the talent that they have in their beam lineup, and you're seeing it here. Pair of 9.9s. Sophia started with that 9.875. You can't count them out. Beautiful connection there. Cat leap into that side aerial.
Last year, she competed in 5 meets before suffering a season-ending injury. Great to see her doing so well here.
Dismount, another stuck landing. Bart, we said early on it was going to come down to the last event, the last element. I mean, that was impressive from Sydney. And this is a front aerial into her back tuck, and watch her chest just rise. That shoulder dip just a little bit, but quick enough to stand up tall and sticks this dismount. That was beautiful.
Let's hear it for Kiko Jong.
Let's update you on the score for Kiko Jong, one of the 2 all-arounders competing today. Jade Carey, the other from Oregon State. You see she has 2 9.925s and a 9.75. So she trails Jade Carey by 5/100ths of a point. After they present the score for her teammate, Marissa Neal, it's a 9.875. Jong waits her turn. (9.775) for Neal.
So Bart, they're
Kiko
going to
Jong.
have to count one of those 9.775s. They were looking to drop Sophia's. Kiko, really excellent on this event. She's going to start with a huge tuck full in right here. Just so calm in her tumbling. She's calm but powerful. I know that sounds a little odd, but I mean, she gets such great height, but she's so controlled with her landings.
She just exudes such joy when she's on the floor.
Round off 1.5 to front full. Nice job out of that.
Remember that name, folks, Kiko Jong. A very balanced all-around gymnast.
Absolutely, this first pass, that was a tuck full in. And right here, it's her combination. It's a round off 1.5 into a front full. I am excited for her future, Bart.
A few years ago, she was the U.S. Junior National Champion. And here's our other all-arounder, Jade Carey, the triple Olympic medalist, 2.99s and a 9.85. Sydney Gonzalez for Oregon State, a 9.925, their high score. So 2.99s and a 9.925 in this final rotation on beam at an away meet. This is impressive.
This is what Oregon State was hoping to achieve. They are looking to get in front of big crowds and put up big away scores. Jade with her acro series just right down the middle of the beam.
You mentioned the importance of scores. Oregon State don't have anybody else in their conference, but qualifying for the postseason comes down to your national qualifying score. So it's not about your win-loss in the conference. It's about your average scores throughout the year that get you to the championships. They have a good enough team to get there again.
Absolutely. A lot of talent on this Oregon State team, and gets the stick. Jade just so calm up on balance beam. So well done. Take another look. This is her acro series. It's a handspring layout step up, but watch her just float to her finish. No problem, and gainer full. Off the end, had to fight for that landing, but got the stick.
Jade Carey with a 9.875 on this final rotation would win the all-around today. Gabby McLaughlin, you see her floor average 9.825. Carey cannot clinch it for Oregon State, but Keiko Jong with their second 9.9 on floor. And let's sit back and enjoy Gabby McLaughlin. She's known as one of the extra coaches because she not only performs superbly, but choreographs half the team's routines.
Gorgeous first pass. Gabby is not just a floor competitor. I mean, this is a performance choreography, like we mentioned, something that she does so well.
Score came in for Jade Carey. That's a 9.975. What a final rotation for Oregon State. That means Gabby McLaughlin needs a 9.95 for Auburn to win it right here. That would be their highest event score on floor. So far they have 2 9.9s from Groth and Jong. Can she put this landing down?
Wow. It's gonna be close. That was a perfectly landed double pike. Finishes with the crown on her head. I love watching Gabby on balance beam, but man, watching her on floor, she's just a joy.
We expected this meet would be a battle all the way down to the end. You said at the top of the show.
This last pass, I mean, pulls it around.
Okay, folks, 9.95 or better will win it for the home team. Gabby McLaughlin, we mentioned earlier, walked onto this team and earned her way into a scholarship. Remember, there are 2 judges. They average the 2 scores. And it looks like the average of the 9.85 and the 9.9 gives Gabby McLaughlin a 9.875. So the score is final. Oregon State by 5/100ths of a point on a flat-out outstanding final rotation on the beam wins this one. So here's the meet summary. Oregon State wins by 5/100ths. Of course, their star Jade Carey 39.625, another walk in the park for her in terms of all around. Marissa Neal, 9.975, a career high for her on beam. And Auburn with season highs on bars and beam, but falls short at home with an impressive visiting team, the Oregon State Beavers. Your thoughts on this meet today, Bridget?
I knew it was going to be a battle, but these teams, this was a huge moment for Oregon State. They came over to Auburn and came out with the win.
Our final score, Oregon State 196.975, Auburn 196.925. Join us Sunday for more gymnastics as Arizona State hosts number 21 Arizona. That's at 5 Eastern here on ESPN2. For my partner Bridget Sloan and our entire crew, I'm Bar Connor. Thanks for joining us here at Auburn. We'll get you to Sports Center after the break. We'll hear from Jade Carey.